All right, everybody, welcome back. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart, both published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Invader by C.J. Cherryh, book number 2 in her Foreigner series. You know, I reviewed Foreigner earlier this year. You can see my review of that on the channel somewhere. Well, this is book 2, Invader. And as we do all the time, this came out in 1995, and it's got a beautiful, beautiful Michael Whelan painting on it. Just look at how gorgeous that Michael Whelan does. One of the reasons I stop the videos, or not stop, but I start the videos with a discussion on cover illustration and graphic design is because A, that's what I went to college and got my degree in, and so I'm very interested in it, but also because I think the illustrators, when they do a great job, need to be pointed out, as does Michael Whelan every time. That is so good. So good. Everything he does. He even did the cover for Foreigner Book 1, which was equally as dope. Sometimes I collect, and I'll be honest, I wanted to collect this series because of the Michael Whelan art. Straight up, honest. Came out in 1995. What's going on? So in book 1, and in book 1 here, Foreigner, by the way, this series is now, I don't know how many, I think it's like 20 books into the series. It's a very popular science fiction series, folks. Book 2, book 1, we learn that there's human starships, and they found this planet, and they come to study this planet because there's these aliens on it named the Atavi, and the starships are above the planet, and the Atavi are these creatures, these dark-skinned creatures that you can see on the cover here, and they live in a society almost exactly like our society now. They've got cars, hotels, TVs, airplanes. Everything about their society is almost as if they're living in 20th century America. And so the people on the starships, the humans in the starships, are looking down at this, studying it, going, but this is exactly like Earth, right? Except for the people are the creatures are way different looking. But everything, they got their music shows, they've got their concerts, their rock bands, their TV shows, like I said, and their cars, everything, their streets, their houses, all of it, their buildings, their cities, everything looks exactly like Earth except for the creatures inhabiting it are different looking, right? And so what happens is the Atavi see these starships up in space. They have not been to space yet. Their technology has not gotten to the point where they can build starships or anything. So they're looking up at the starships going, what the fuck is up there? That's crazy. And so then the people the starships send down these probes to study, and then they're like, what the hell is that? They're freaked out. They know that they are outclassed technology-wise by the humans up in the starships. And it's freaking them out because they're like, oh my gosh, how do we fight this? Because they're kind of a fighting, warring. They're very unemotional. They base most everything off of mathematics. They've got 1,000 words for betrayal and 0 words for love. And so they're very skeptical. They're very dangerous, and they're very oh my gosh. And so the humans send down these probes. They set up these colonies to study the Atavi. The Atavi sort of well, then the starships disappear and leave the people stranded, and then they're stranded, all right? Okay, so that's the setup of book 2. So now what happens we've got a lot of political intrigue and adventure that happens in book 1 based off of that. Now in book 2, we've got Bren, our main guy. Bren is Bren Cameron is the ambassador between the humans that live on this island, secluded from the regular TV. The humans have been sort of put on this reservation. It's an island, and but only Bren Cameron is sort of the go-between between the Atavi and the humans. And they've got a very delicate balance of peace because the Atavi are just scared of those starships, Even though the starships have disappeared, they're scared to death of them. They're scared to death of it seems like the humans are technologically more advanced, but the Atavi outnumber the humans by a lot. So the humans are sort of in a delicate spot because they know they could be wiped out at any minute, and their starships have left. And that's kind of where we sit. And these books, though there is some action, I will tell you, these are more like political intrigue spy thrillers. These are sort of like international espionage thrillers, just set on another planet where humans are the invaders, humans are the aliens, and the Atavi are the normal people just trying to figure out what's going on. And that's kind of why I think these are different than anything else I've ever read. I said that in the review for Foreigner. These books are absolutely so different from anything else I've ever read that it's just it's mind-blowing. And not only that, but you don't mind that there's not a lot of action because Bren Cameron, he's just there to keep the peace between, and so he's got to be a fast talker. And not only that, but the humans, they don't like some of the things that Bren is telling the ATV. Like, they think that he's giving away some of the technology secrets. And so they send this other girl named Dina Hanks, they want her to be the new ambassador, but the ATV don't like her. They like Bren. They've developed a really close relationship with Bren, and they've also got bodyguards that surround Bren, and they're really protective of him, almost like he's their pet. And so they don't want anybody else. But then there's like a lot of assassination attempts on Bren Cameron. It's just a very, very interesting series where the whole thing is the starships return. In book 2, the human starships return. Now the ATV people are really freaked out. Oh my God, the starships are hovering around again. And well, it's just one starship. It's the Phoenix. But anyway, they are just trying to sort out. And so Bren has to make a choice. I got to figure out why the starship has returned also. I got to figure out why the Phoenix is, because he grew up on the Phoenix. Bren grew up on that starship. And he's like, I got to make a choice. Do I go back up to space and figure out what's going on? So it's very intense. These things are intense in the way that you wouldn't think. I mean, there's no big space battles. There's no big space opera, starship, light speed, laser, sword fight battles. But there's just so much danger and intrigue hanging over every scene. Like, you just don't know when shit's gonna pop off. I have a feeling that shit probably pops off in later books and it gets wild. So I mean, I love this. This is just a delightful new, I mean, these came out in the mid-90s, but the series is still ongoing. CJ Cherryh is still putting out one every couple of years. I mean, I don't have the whole series with me. I'm going to get it soon, and we'll do a book haul when I get that of all the whole series. But right now, I've got the first 3, and I think there's like maybe 20 or 25 of them. Just great, just absolutely fun reads. If you just want to read about 2 alien-type peoples trying to get along. I give Invader a 9.5 out of 10. Just a great, great book, from the packaging all the way down to the writing, all the way down to the story. Love, love, love it.